this is Chris with the Dallas Theological Seminary Media Center. Today, I'd like to give you a basic introduction to the Keynote software within the Mac platform. The Keynote software is similar to PowerPoint, except for it is made specifically for Mac computers and it's free. Keynote has some really neat and powerful features that I think make it ideally suited for presentations in ministry. It deals really well with images and graphics, and it has a couple of really neat transitions that are built into the program that I think make it really valuable. Let me give you a basic orientation to this program. I'm assuming that you've never opened it up and that you don't know anything in particular about the Keynote software. So to start with, you'll find it on your Mac. If you don't have it available on your Mac, you can download it from the Mac App Store. But let me click on Keynote. The first time you open it up, you're going to have this option. I'm going to go ahead and choose New Document in the bottom left. Now you're going to see two options here, the standard size, which is a 4x3 square format, or the wide size, which is a 16:9 format. For this purpose, I'm just going to choose the black option in the top left, and I'm going to go ahead and click Choose down here. Now this is going to bring up a lot of information. So to start with, let me simplify by closing the format pane on the right side. I'm also going to pinch in with my fingers to zoom out to where I can see the entire slide instead of being zoomed in so far that I only see part of it. So again, on your trackpad, take your fingers and pinch them together. Or if you're not using a MacBook Pro or something with a trackpad, click on the zoom in the top left. And let's bring it out to about 50% zoom. So to start with, you've got your basic slide. This is our title page. I'm going to show you an orientation for what the layout looks like in Keynote. That's the first thing we're going to do. And then I'm going to show you a few editing tools that are available to you. So to start with, let me orient you to what you see on your screen. Up top, this is called the toolbar. Now your toolbar is going to look different than mine because my toolbar has been customized. In order to do that, go ahead and bring your mouse inside the toolbar and right click. And then you can click Customize Toolbar. This allows you to add a number of icons. Now, this may be a little overwhelming, but these are things that you can play with as you go along and find which ones you use more. So to remove an item from your toolbar, click on it, drag it down here to the empty space, and release it. To add an item back, click on it, drag it up here where you would like it, and release it. And that's how you add and remove icons from the toolbar. I'm going to click Done. All right, now let me show you what you see here on the left side. This is a preview of all of your slides right here. And in order to add a new slide, you can click Add Slide and then choose from any of these previously made templates. Now you'll see my first slide is up here. I can click on this and you'll notice it's highlighted because it's blue and then you've got this yellow box around it. Or I can click on my second slide. I like having this pane open just so I can see which numbered slide I am working on. Now in the middle, you're going to see a preview of your current slide. Now let's just go ahead and edit this. I downloaded an image from the internet of a strawberry. So I'm going to call this presentation Strawberry. And then under my subtitle here, I'm going to double click and say all about strawberries. And let's just say this is going to be the title of my PowerPoint. Now I'm in the first slide. Let's go ahead and click down on the second slide. Now here you're going to see a previously made image in here, and we will replace this in just one moment. And then underneath here, you've got more text that you can edit. Now let me show you something. When you click in a text box, do you see these white boxes that come around the outside? That means you are editing this text box. You can also delete it by clicking the backspace or delete key. I'm going to hit the delete key and go ahead and delete that subtitle because I don't need it. Then I'm going to double click here and write a title. Again, I'm just going to title it strawberry just for an example. Now let's click on this image. I would actually like to replace this image with one that I downloaded from the internet. How can I do that? The easiest way is to use the format pane over here. So let's click on the image that we want to replace and go over to our format pane. This is going to be the bread and butter of Keynote. The format and animate sections you will use over and over again as you're building your presentations. So let me give you an orientation to what you see. Over here, these are preset options for how your image will appear. You've got a reflection, a soft edge, you've got a white box, or other options. I'm just going to go with a standard because I don't really want any special effect to be added. You can use a border and a shadow, which is basically what these options are changing. However, down here is a very important button called the opacity. In other words, is your image 100% present? Is it 50% visible? Or is it 0% visible? And you can have any gradient in between. This can be very helpful for when designing PowerPoints. All right, so what I wanted to show you is how to replace this image. In order to do that, go ahead over to the image button here, and at the top, let's replace. And I'm going to choose this image for my desktop entitled Strawberry. There we go. Now you notice that as far as it can, it will try to keep the same proportions, in other words, the height and width of the previous photo. All right, so I've shown you a basic orientation to some of the buttons in Keynote. Unfortunately, I can't show you all because there are so many of them. But I also want to show you how to insert a video. Inserting a video is going to work in essence the same exact way. I'm going to go down here to the bottom left and choose this option here, which is a full screen photo. I'm going to click on it, and then once again under the format pane, under image, I'm going to click replace. I have a brief video of my desktop that I want to replace it with, and I entitled that test. I'm going to click open, and that's going to replace this photo with a video. And you'll notice Keynote actually recognizes this because in the top right here, it says movie instead of photo or image. And it gives you movie editing options where you can trim your movie, which is great. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add a final slide, and I'm going to make it blank. All right, so now we have a basic PowerPoint presentation with 4 slides, and we have one blank slide at the end. However, I want to show you how to make objects or text appear on your screen. To do that, I'm going to go over to my shape option here. Now, if you don't have this available, once again, you can customize your toolbar by right-clicking and clicking Customize. And you'll find the shape option right here. And you can click and drag this up into your toolbar. I'm going to add just a square shape here. So to do that, I just clicked on the shape button and chose the shape that I wanted. And now you can click inside this and drag it around. You'll notice I have 2. I don't want 2 right now. So I'm going to click on this box and click the delete button, and that will make that shape disappear. To increase the size of a shape, go ahead and click on it. Go to the outside edges, click and drag. And that's going to increase the size of this shape. And to move it around, again, you click inside the shape and drag, and that will allow you to move it. Now, I'd like this shape to appear on the screen. In other words, I want the background to show up first, and then I want this shape to appear. To do that, you go up to the Animate button. The Animate button allows things to move in and out or move around, and then it also allows you to transition from one slide to another. I'm going to make this object appear. So I'm going to click on Add an Effect and click the Appear button. There you go. Now, you can actually further edit some of these actions The appear action doesn't give you a lot of other options in terms of making it move, making it appear or disappear, and the timing on that. So I've got this little box. Now let me show you what happened. I'm going to click the play button, and when I hit over, you see that the box appears. I'm going to escape. That's what I wanted. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make another slide. Let me show you a shortcut for how to copy and duplicate a slide. To do that, click on the slide and then hit the Command D. That is the duplicate key, and that takes what you had here and copies it and makes a new one right beneath it. Now, I'm going to delete this. And I would like to add a transition from slide number 4 to slide number 5. To do that, click on slide number 4, go over to the Animate key, and then let's go ahead and add an effect. I would like to add the switch effect. And that's basically going to cause this box to move out of the screen. And I want to see a preview of this. So I'm going to click the play button and press over. That makes this object appear, which is what we did a minute ago. Now I'm going to switch from this slide to the next slide by pressing over again. And you saw what it did. Basically, it pulled this box out, back in, and then caused it to disappear. And again, you'll see the options here on the right side. You can change the duration and the direction. And those are some of those options that you can change under the Animate. So this is a basic introduction to Keynote. There is so much more that can be done with Keynote, and I'm going to release some videos in the future on specific features that you can use inside Keynote. But for now, this is a basic orientation, and I hope this has been helpful for understanding some of the functionality inside Keynote. Thank you.